I want to let you guys know something, truly from my heart. I want you guys to be a warrior. I want you to be a warrior, man. I want you to be a dog, man. And what do I mean by a warrior? Because the mentality of being a warrior, mainly in Western society, has been completely spun over the top. Most people do not understand what a warrior actually stands for. When it comes to being a warrior, people are focused on attacking their kills. When you play Call of Duty, how many kills can you get? How many, kill streaks do you have? But what a lot of people fail to realize that when it comes to the true essence of what a warrior actually is, a warrior is somebody who protects. Not only does he protect himself, but he protects his family. He protects his kids. He protects his nation, his village. And most importantly, he protects his name, his honor, and what he stands for. You want to know one quality that most men admire beyond belief? That a man is willing to die for what he believes in and what he stands in. That's what real honor is. And one thing that you're gonna need to understand when it comes to you being a warrior and defending the aspects of the life that you're trying to build is that you gotta learn how to be on the defensive. You gotta learn how to be a lockdown defender. You gotta be able to be a guy who's able to weather the storm, to take the punches of life and look at it and say, is that all you really got? Is that really what you're trying to do to me? Do you not know who the hell that I am? I'm PTK. Can't nothing shake me. Can't nothing stop me. The immovable force, the unshakable rock. You guys want to have that real king mindset. You have to have an unshakable mind that's able to deal with anything that life throws your way. And I'm here to show you guys what that really means and how you can apply it in life. Because one thing that I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna make you a complete player. I'm gonna make you a two-way player. I want you guys to do something. Look at the greatest players in NBA history. First and foremost, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. People oftentimes remember Michael Jeffrey Jordan for his great offensive moves, gliding in the sky, turn around, fade away. But one thing that they oftentimes overlook is that he was also a great defender where he can get in your face, lock you down when he needed to, so that way he could fuel his offense. Oftentimes, the best offense comes from a great defense. Not only just Michael Jordan, but LeBron James. What is he oftentimes known for? What is his signature move? The patented chase down block where he needed to stop the opposition from scoring in the greatest moments. Also, Kobe Bean Bryant, great two-way player. Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. These guys were able to play the game offensively and defensively. Even right now, who is the young dog in the NBA right now, bruh? Anthony Edwards. That dude not only has the killer mindset on offense, super athletic, super fast, able to destroy the rim viciously, but he also is able to defend, to get into your mind, to rattle you. So no matter what you're throwing at him, he's able to take it no matter what. So that's why you guys need to become a great two-way player. If you've watched the first video where I explained the art of offense, it's very, very, very crucial. But some of you guys are gonna make the mistake to be all offense, no defense. And you need to have both, because you cannot just play life offensively only. You are literally going to live a life and become a fuck up. I don't care how great you are with your mouthpiece. I don't care how much game you have. I don't care how many, quote unquote allies that you built from offense. People are going to come for your head. The government is going to come for your finances. People are going to try to destroy what you have and who you are as a man, especially when you've built up a lot of wealth, when you've accumulated a very good status, and you have to be able to defend yourself. Look at what's going on with Drake. He had bad defense and literally everything is crumbling before his eyes because he didn't know how to preemptively guard himself from the things that were coming his way. So if you as a man choose not to be defensive in life, you're gonna be a fuck up. You're gonna run into great women where you weren't able to shut your mouth, you weren't able to calm yourself down, and you're gonna destroy great relationships. You're gonna meet great people, but because you kept running your mouth, you're gonna burn bridges because you didn't know when to shut the hell up. You guys are gonna come across and touch humongous, great wealth, and you're gonna be the dude online contemplating being game over because you didn't know when to pull your money out and save. A great offense oftentimes starts with a great defense. Always remember that. So first and foremost, I'm gonna define what is the art of defense? So essentially what the art of defense means is that you're able to take ownership of your own well-being, controlling the narrative of where you are moving in life. You can control things offensively, but you can also control things defensively, preemptively. It's somebody who scans life, scans what they have, and scans and looks and sees what's coming, and they're able to put certain defenses to shield themselves, whether it's shielding themselves from yourself in certain personalities and situations that you're going to be in, or it's looking at the external world and trying to avoid certain things. Like example, if you can tell that there's going to be a recession or a depression coming, you put things preemptively to shield yourself and to shield your family. When you know that your car's about to break down, you save money and you think ahead about how you can be able to manage if you lose your car. If you feel like you might get fired, you have a backup plan. Essentially, you're putting yourself in a position where when things get tough, you know how to maneuver, you know how to adapt, and you have a plan B, and you know how to shield yourself. You have allies who can help protect you. If you guys don't have this, dog, you're gonna be a sitting fucking duck. I promise you, you're gonna be a sitting fucking duck, and you're gonna be quacking yourself into a corner because you're not gonna be able to understand it. So you need to be able to understand that. And the most important thing that you need if you wanna be truly defensive in life, you wanna have that warrior defense, is you have to be able to defend your mind. Because your mind can be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy, man. I promise you. Things are going to come into your mind to try to attack your psyche. Somebody can get a sword or a gun and shoot you, but you want to know the way that people truly break you is if they break your mindset. Again, they break your confidence. They break what makes you strong. Because I don't give a damn how much juice you taking. I don't care if you on them roids. I don't care if you got a battle suited test, you got a bulletproof vest. If you cannot defend this thing right here, anybody can come into you, even if they're half your size. Why do you think so many women have the control of men? Because they know how to get into your mind. They know how to get into your emotions, and there ain't no way you can defend that. Once somebody gets into your mind, you're done. So the main thing that you must have is you must have a very resilient and tenacious mindset where no matter how bad things may look, no matter how painful things are at the beginning or in the middle of whatever you're dealing with, you know that you're gonna get back up and you know that it's not gonna ruin you. That is a great resilient mindset. And that is the key, the biggest key to be able to have the art of defense. Another key when it comes to the art of defense is that you have to have a tactical mind. You have to have a strategic mind. A lot of these things that I'm telling you, they go back to what I explained in my first video on the Game of Life about how to analyze things, because you can have the greatest defensive strategy, but if you do not know when to bring it out and when to apply it, it's gonna be a waste of time. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a waste of time. So you have to develop a mind to think tactically and how people are gonna take certain angles to come at you, and you have to think very strategic. One of the reasons why Kendrick Lamar is smoked Drake in the beef, even though Drake, he did a great job, is that Kendrick knew the angles of Drake. So whenever Drake tried to attack him, he knew how to shield himself, roll over like in boxing, they roll away like Mayweather, and then that way he can hit a counter. So even if you're not the biggest or the greatest attacker, you have a perfect and impeccable defense that nobody can really damage you, and you can win in the long run. And also, you must be able to assess risk in front of you. You have to be able to see potential, pitfalls of life, and you have to be able to know how to shield yourself. What are situations where you need to be more defensive in life? And keep in mind, a lot of the times when you want to be more offensive or less offensive, these may factor on your age. Generally speaking, when you get older and you accumulate more wealth, you find good women, find good relationships, and you have kids, you're just gonna be more defensive than a young guy who's just trying to go out and attack and get things in life. So you have to be able to understand and assess your situation. But even when you're young, you are still gonna need to be defensive, I promise you. So the first situation where you need to be defensive more often than not is your fitness. I know a lot of y'all young dudes, bro, y'all be waking up in the sky, you be feeling good, you be playing basketball, a dude bump you on the floor, and you're like, damn, and you just get up. You get my age, 29, 30, let me tell you, all those injuries you have are gonna come, and you only have one body, and you know what you can't get back in life. The only thing that you can never get back in life is time. You're gonna get older, you're gonna get slower, you're gonna become an old fart, and your body is going to start to hurt and decay and degrade over time. And you must do preventative maintenance on your body, just like with your car, because you know it's gonna burst later down in the line. You gotta protect your body. Stop eating McDonald's, it's garbage. Stop eating Burger King. Stop smoking with cigarettes. Stop drinking alcohol all the time, because these things are going to degrade your body. In 20, 30, 40 years from now, you are going to look at yourself like, why the hell didn't I listen to the advice? And you are going to regret it. So you gotta always protect your body, because you only have one. Your body is your temple. People will go to war to protect their temple. Read the Bible. People will literally go to war to defend their temples. So you need to be defending this body like your life depends on it, because it literally does. The second thing that you guys need to be defensive with, your money, bro. Make sure you are protecting your money. A lot of you young dudes, when you guys get very ambitious, like me, I used to be in sales. You can make 2 racks a week. You can make $1,500 a week. But you know what happened next week? You spend it on drugs. You spend it on going to the club. You spend it on going to Vegas. You know how many times I would go to Vegas and spend like $500 in a day? You guys need to learn how to be defensive with your money, because all of you guys are gonna touch $1 million. More than likely in your life, you guys will all become millionaires. But you know what's gonna happen? All of your money is gonna go to these different producers, to the different stores, and mainly to Uncle Sam, because they're going to find ways to take your money, to tax your money. A lot of you guys are gonna make a lot of money, and you're gonna be making indentured servant payments to your baby mama or your ex-wife, because you guys are not gonna know how to defend your money. That's why it's very important for you guys to develop a defensive strategy when it comes to money. Yes, there are gonna be times where you need to attack opportunities, but you must have a foundation of defense. You must have a foundation of putting away money for a rainy day. The reason why so many people are literally being screwed in the you know what in this economy is because they're attacking all the time. And society sets up a consumer-based economy, because that's how they stimulate themselves, and that's how the people up top can continue to remain wealthy while you are literally trying to find 2 pennies to rub together. So you guys have to have a defensive philosophy when it comes to saving money for bad times, for hard times, and in very tough situations. Otherwise, you are going to work your life for 10, 20, 30 years, and in one shitty situation, one shitty lawsuit, one shitty marriage, one horrible mishap with your job and your company, and everything you work for is gonna literally be destroyed. So you must learn to be defensive when it comes to how you make and save money, period. The third aspect where you need to be defensive is your situational awareness. When I was young, I used to be somewhat scared and anxious. So that's why you guys can't be too defensive, obviously. I explained that in the last video. But you need to understand, in life, you are not a powerful king. The reason why you have celebrities where they go deal with different tabloids and they deal with different situations, different whistleblowers, and they're doing all this wicked stuff is because they're rich and they're famous. They're proverbial kings. I don't give a damn they talking about, democracy and you all have equal opportunity, bro. When you got money, when you got power, when you got status, you can do dumb stuff, dumb shit. And if you have the right connects, you can get out of it. You and me, if you ain't in the 7 digits or 8 digits, your ass is grass, buddy. When you do certain things and you're not rich, you have to pay the consequences, because they look at you like your chattel. They look at you like your sheep. If you don't offer them no value, they can give a damn if you go to prison for killing a dude because you couldn't control your anger. They couldn't give a damn. If you did some fraud or something like that, they ain't worried about you. They're trying to make their money back when you go to prison. So you guys have to be situationally aware whenever you're in hard predicaments, and you gotta think. A lot of you young dudes, your brain has not fully developed, but you gotta listen to your man PTK. Gotta listen to big bro PTK, because a lot of y'all are gonna destroy your life off of 1 bad decision, 2 bad decisions. You're gonna ruin great opportunities because you didn't know when to shut the hell up. You were running your mouth, and you're going to destroy good situations. I've done it. I have had a reckless mouth in the past, and I lost friendships. I lost great opportunities when I was young, and I even lost certain relationships, you know? So make sure you guys, when you're dealing with certain situations, that you're very defensive. And key thing, your mind is always gonna help you out. Men, we got the gut feeling. Women, they got some sort of intuition, but we got the gut feeling. Your gut is going to tell you when certain situations are bad. When guys is young, they think because they feel what you know what, and they got strength, that they're Superman. A lot of you guys be acting reckless in the club, you be acting reckless in the hood, and a lot of y'all dudes who be trying to be like the Passport Bros. Shout out to the Passport Bros, because I agree with some of the things they think about, you know, going out, exploring the world, and not being stuck and captured in one place with one set of thinking. But the main issue that a lot of these dudes come into is that they're reckless. They don't think and understand that, bro, the stuff you was doing in America, you do it in Brazil, they can cut you and chop you up with a machete and kidnap you. In Mexico, you hear stories about that all the time. But the reason why these things happen is because these dudes is not thinking. They go to the Dominican Republic and think they big dog on the streets. You don't understand, the US Constitution don't protect you out there like it do down here. So when these guys going and acting reckless and dealing with these strange women who they don't know, they don't understand. They watching these videos talking about the nature of women, but then you going out and dealing with women in strange countries who you don't know a damn thing about, and then you be crying on the internet that you got into hell and hot water. You gotta think with situational awareness. If you're not in your home state, if you're not in your home country, don't act reckless. In those situations, it's better to be safe than sorry. When you're going through a hood that you don't know, it's better to be safe than sorry. When you're in a situation at your job and you can tell they don't really like you, it's better to just be quiet and not tell anybody anything about you. That's being situationally aware, because one situation, this is one thing you gotta understand about the principles of life. It takes forever to build something, but it only takes one bad instance to destroy everything. I promise you. So you guys need to make sure that you're listening to what I'm telling you, because you're gonna live your life with regrets if you do not know how to defend yourself and have situational awareness of what's going on around you. Another thing, you guys need to have your self-defense up there, because one thing about self-defense is it actually increases your offense. The reason why a lot of guys have fear in their eyes, you have fear when you're looking at people and you move, is because you're scared. That if somebody come and they try you, if you got a girl, somebody come and they try your girl, you ain't gonna be able to survive. You're not gonna be able to defend yourself. Because me personally, I've never been in a life or death situation. So before, I used to have a fear that if something bad would have happened, I don't know how I would react because I'm uncertain about it. So one thing that you guys need to do is you need to practice self-defense for two reasons. For one, you can have skills if you get in a bad situation, and no matter how situationally aware you are, you just can't get out of it. You have skills that you're able to use to get yourself out unscathed, right? And not only that, but when you learn self-defense, another thing that it does for you is it boosts your confidence, and you don't have that fear in your mind that something bad is gonna happen. When you haven't been in a situation, or you're afraid to fight, or you're afraid to get into it with somebody, throw hands with somebody, that fear comes in your mind. And when you're in certain situations, guys are gonna pick up on that. And if they're vultures, if they're predators, they're gonna come at you. So you need to know self-defense, because you're gonna preemptively put yourself in a position where you're dealing in a situation where you could potentially lose your life, but you're not gonna be afraid. You're not gonna have that fight or flight response where you wanna take flight. You're gonna be willing to fight and respond the best way you can. And that's gonna help shape that warrior mindset in your mind. So make sure that you guys learn self-defense, because that is gonna be a great way to defend yourself and to also build up your offense in life. And that leads me to the next thing. When it comes to conflict resolution, when you guys are dealing with certain conflicts, you have to be defensive in a lot of these situations, because a lot of times it is not worth it. Now look, calm down, bro, calm down. PTK is not telling you to be a bitch. I'm not telling you to be a subservient, docile dude where if people just come and they disrespect you and disrespect your family name, your father's name, your girl's name, that you ain't supposed to do nothing. That's not what I'm saying, bro. Calm down. But what I am telling you is there are going to be certain situations where some people will do little petty bullshit. And if you were to react and act on it, two things are going to happen. The biggest thing about it is that people are going to know that they can emotionally manipulate you. Because when you're over hypersensitive and hyper emotional about things, like a dude in the hood who ain't never had a dad, people can say something and it ignite you. When we had these protests 3-4 years ago, people would say and put things on Twitter and Instagram, and they would react like, oh, I can't believe this. You know what that lets me know? You're emotionally weak. The Bible says a man who does not rule his spirit is like a city without walls. If you're a very emotional dude and you can't control your emotions, people have control over you. People have control over you. In your ego, people are gonna play on it, and you're gonna be very, very weak. You guys have to learn how to control and have conflict resolutions, because if not, you're going to be a sitting duck. People can go in, excite you into rage, and if you're the minority, or if you're in a disadvantage in that situation, they're not gonna take your side. So you guys have to be able to control yourself and control your emotions. And from time to time, you have to let things go that aren't that big of a deal. And be aware that if you're at your job, or if you're talking to somebody who's like your parent, or if you're dealing with a police officer where somebody has legal grounds to be able to kill you if they feel like it's a threat, I get it. The world is not fair. I get it. A lot of times it's some BS. But you have to understand what's more important. You living to see another day. You living your life without BS charges, or going into court dealing with lawyer fees, or you feeding into it and you messing your life up when you could have just took the smaller L, to avoid a larger L. A lot of that has to deal with pride. And I'm a guy where I hate when people do stuff like that. I hate when people try me. I hate when I'm in a situation where somebody's trying to use their authority and power against me. But as I've grown and as I've learned, every dog has its day, and you can't go and react to everything. Otherwise, you're gonna put yourself in a horrible situation that sometimes you can't come back from. So make sure when it comes to different conflicts, I'm not telling you to be a bitch. Sometimes you gotta stand up and you gotta put your hands on somebody if he disrespects you that much, he coming at you, doing certain things to you. But what I am saying is a lot of times you gotta let things go and not deal with it, because people are just trying to manipulate you with your emotions. That leads me into the final point. The most important area where you need to understand and be defensive is your emotional resilience. Because when it comes to your mental and emotional resilience, a lot of times that controls your spirit. You need to understand something. While the body is strong and the human body is capable of many things, your mind is what controls your body. So no matter how strong you may get, if you have a weak mindset, in turn you have a weak body. Why do you think when people live with an undiagnosed disease like cancer, they be living their life perfectly fine, and as soon as the doctor tells them they have cancer, they immediately degrade? Because their mind and their spirit was defeated. You guys need to be able to rule your spirit, to rule your psychological and mental aspect of your life, because that is what's going to allow you to deal with anything. If you get wrongfully imprisoned, if your wife leaves you, if your wife commits adultery with your best friend, you find out your kid isn't yours, you lose everything in your business, you still have the wherewithal to weather the storm and deal with it no matter what. To know that you're not gonna give up. When I was a young boy, I had one of the most traumatic situations happen to me, where one day my father was in my life, the next day people told me he was dead. You're going to experience stuff like that. You guys may lose somebody that you really care about in your life. And one thing as a man, as a warrior, when you go on that battlefield, sometimes your comrades get killed in front of you. Sometimes you see the most excruciating things. Dudes deal with torture. But the reason why a lot of those dudes do not fold is because they have the mental resilience to deal with anything in any situation and never give up. Where people have to literally kill them for them to stop fighting. Because if they don't, they're going to always get back up. And that's the greatest defense that you can have as a man. When you have an unshakable mind, nothing that this world throws at you will ever take you off. And that's the greatest defense you have, because the money that you have in your bank account, you can use all the strategies. There may be times where you lose it. No matter how great you are at discerning the woman that you decided to deal with, she still has the capability to take what you want and leave you and cheat on you. No matter how much you try to have certain strategies to prevent that, no matter how much you look at your friends in your inner circle and you find good friends, people still have the ability to become a traitor. Just look at how Judah did Jesus, even though Jesus knew everything, right? So you have to be able to have that mindset that when people are willing to crucify you in your life events, that you can withstand it and bear it and continue to move forward. And that's what's gonna make you a true warrior. That's what's gonna make you and give you the ability to go through anything, and weather the storm. And that's what's gonna make you great. And that's what's gonna make you a true man. And that's what's gonna give you the mindset to go from being that lowly, weak, submissive, subservient, overlooked pawn into the as hard as an iron rock, as strong as a lion, confident, well-revered, and beloved king. So I'll catch you on the next video, man. I'm out.